Anybody work all the time? You ever find that, you have those peak seasons where it's like your family doesn't even know who you are? You come to the door and the dog's barking at you because they're not sure who you are anymore. You're a stranger. You go into the room and you go to take your clothes off and lie down in bed, and your partner's like this because they haven't seen you in so long. Or maybe the kids don't even know who you are anymore when you actually talk to them. So when you come into the room, they kind of stop because they're kind of like, where are you? Why are you here? That's what the life balance part of it is. Now, what it is, it's really like the entrepreneurial curse, really, when we think about it. Because what happens as an entrepreneur, as a business person, in history over the last number of years, we've actually gone down and decreased productivity with all these lovely computer things. We used to be at about 6.2 hours. We're now down to 5.9 hours from the 80s to the current date. So we're losing productivity and time. However, if you've noticed, you probably feel as busy as you've ever felt before in your life. And your wheels are spinning. If that's showing up for you, or you've just noticed that you probably missed picking up your kids last Thursday and not sure how they got home, we're talking to the right crew. We all kind of go through that. So how do we deal with these kinds of things? How do we get to the place where we manage ourselves a little bit better? Notice that I said ourselves, not so much manage time. Because we only got 24 hours a day, right? And you can really lean back. I remember looking at one great speaker, and he's been around forever, and he's very well known, and he said, all you have to do is just cut back and just sleep less. And I'm thinking, what a brilliant idea, except it doesn't work, right? Because I don't know about you, but when I'm tired, all productivity goes right down to the bottom. So here's the thing that I'm going to do today. I'm going to try and give you a little bit of an idea of how you take your passion and actually keep it really, really high. Would that be valuable? Right? Get that passion, stay high. So if you're around your employees, or you have employees, or you're around other people that you're networking with or whatever, you're on when you're on. And from a performance perspective, we're kind of like athletes. If you look at it from the model of an athlete, except the bad part about an athlete, training for the Olympics, is they spend years training to get into the Olympics, and then they have a performance that lasts how long?
30 seconds.
30 seconds, 2 minutes. I mean, it's really short in the big scheme of things. And if you know, like I know, as business people, when we have to be on, we have to be on. You have to be on in the grocery store. You have to be on because you might meet a prospect. The last thing you want to do is be having a less than moment, right? You have to be on when you're making a presentation. You have to be on when you're talking to a client that's got some issues. You have to be on when you're doing collections. You have to be on, you have to be on, you have to be on. Well, we have as a corporate athlete or a business athlete, if you think of it from that perspective, we have more time on than we do off. Now, what we run into, of course, is that our productivity goes down and we don't even know it. Who's ever gone and done one of these things where you go home and at the end of the night you're doing the stuff that you hate to do, the stuff you don't like to do as much, and you're sitting at your computer, because it's always the computer, the one-eyed monster, and you're typing away, trying to get that last little bit done, and you get off the computer and you go, okay, I've been on there since supper, it's now 9, and what did I really do? Right? Anybody have one of those? It's kind of like driving a car and missing that you've gone through a city, and you go, oh my goodness, I just drove 200 kilometers and I can't remember going through that town. Right? It's kind of the way we do it, because our brain checks out. So when you think about yourself, you're probably the biggest commodity that you have in your business. And as the biggest commodity in your business, you better take care of yourself.